Yeah, warm it up though. You know what time it is. You know who you on with. You know who you rocking with. It's your boy Philly Notion. Notion gang salute. 4K check real quick. Let me go belt check. Yep, we in there. Already know. If you new to the ride, it's your first time, make sure you go hit that subscribe. Again, make sure you go hit that subscribe. Cause ain't none of this possible without your help and your push. Shout out, thanks to all the new subscribers. Appreciate all the love, all the support. Now, you already know today's topics. I really ain't trying to be talking about none of these topics. Honestly, this kind of stuff is just depressing as hell all over the world. But we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that's appearing in the news, on CNN, really. Just NFL-wise, we're going to talk a little bit about some of these things because, we definitely need to continue to bring awareness. And, definitely also expect some of these, some answers too. So we're going to talk a little bit about, some of the expectations for today. We're going to talk a little bit about, some of the things that's coming from this whole situation. We got a lot of public figures that's been speaking. So, we're going to talk about them things. So you already know who you tuned in with. You rocking with your boy Philly Notion. So go and kick back, buckle up, and let's go and talk about it. You on with Philly Notion. All right, Notion Gang. So let's go ahead and talk about these things. Y'all already know what we're here for. I know you saw it on the news. Other people done talked about it. I'm sure you didn't, it's on CNN for crying out loud. I can't even pull up a Yahoo stream site without seeing, something about Drew Brees. So let's talk about the man, right? So me personally, I'm going to give Drew Brees the benefit of the doubt. And here's why. A lot of the things that I'm seeing right now evidently is crossing that he doesn't understand, or he can't relate to the situations and the things that's going on. I understand completely. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. A little bit at the end of the show, I'm going to tell you also what I expect. But right now, let's go and talk about Drew Brees not possibly understanding the whole situation or the context, maybe what's going on in society right now. It is possible Drew Brees may be confusing a lot of these things, putting these things in perspective with it being, a disrespect towards the members that serve the country. When in reality, this push right now and the voices that are wanting to be heard has nothing to do with, members serving our country. Now, I'm on board. I understand that aspect of, there's plenty of people, all cultures, different races that have served, our countries and have died for what, the rights and privileges that we have right now. So I understand the elements and the aspect of that. But what's going on in society in the world right now and the voices and the things that we're wanting to be heard on as, as a nation and society has nothing to do with those principles that you're referring to. So I'm going to put a lot of this on ignorance. A lot of this on just not understanding everything to its entirety. So, we've had a lot of public figures come out and speak, specifically, a few mentions. We had our safety, Malcolm Jenkins, now a new addition to the New Orleans Saints, who definitely, he's voiced his actual frustration on some of these things. Now, his comments or his videos that have been posted have been, he's coming from his heart, explaining everything, how he feels, pretty much telling Drew Brees, shut the F up. I mean, there's a lot of feelings when you come out and you start controversy in that sense, especially when you have teammates, that are so strongly with the social justice reform, you're going to get negative pushback, especially from your teammates or your team members. So to say the least, Malcolm Jenkins was not happy with none of the comments that he heard from Drew Brees. Also, another team member that felt impacted by Drew Brees' comments was Michael Thomas. All right, so Michael Thomas is their best receiver on their team. And Michael Thomas even expressed his opinions and his views on things, saying pretty much, he doesn't know any better. He doesn't care if you don't agree, or anybody. How about that? Those are a lot of expressive comments that are coming from his own teammates. So he's definitely caused some kind of a broken gap between his own locker room. Next on the list, we're going to talk a little bit about is, Emmanuel Sanders, new addition, on the Saints also. So, Emmanuel Sanders just commented, shake my head, ignorance. So a lot of this circles back around to, again, just the misunderstanding Again, Drew Brees, my biggest thing I can give to you is, if you don't really understand certain things to not really speak on, you're viewed as such a public leader. When you say things or speak on controversial issues that you may not have, the best understanding of, you unfortunately, it's going to create controversy. It's going to create conflict within your own locker room. So, it's definitely best that you may want to stay away from some of those, public bursts of announcement if you feel as though it may create controversy. So, looking at all this, putting everything in perspective with this, again, I'm not going to count Drew Brees completely off as of yet. I do want to put a lot of this on misunderstanding, maybe some ignorance. Maybe he just doesn't understand the context of the gravity of what's going on in the world as a whole right now. This does not have anything to do with our war heroes that served our country and died for us. This has a lot to do with just the injustice reform within communities and societies, law enforcement, and things like that. So, again, this is sensitive topic material I don't even like touching on, honestly. But again, on this show, we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about, even if it's uncomfortable, if it breaks the news and it's Eagles related, we'll go ahead and mention those things here. But yeah, definitely, Breeze, you may want to get those things corrected. Definitely what I expect from this is going to be some kind of maybe a public apology correction statement, maybe from Drew Brees to clarify his understandings. Again, I want to... Maybe he's ignorant to what's going on in the league or in the world right now. But I do expect some kind of an apology statement from Drew Brees or some kind of clarity of what he actually meant. Now, if he, completely goes left with this, hey, that's his opinion. Definitely I may lose my respect. I'll definitely lose respect if he goes completely left with all of this. But until then, I'm going to give the man a chance to at least publicly come out and clarify and apologize maybe, for some of the comments that he's made, because it's definitely touched the whole community as a whole. And those things have reactions. I mean, there may be a game, potentially where, there's a perfect interception Malcolm Jenkins can make, and he may take a knee. You may have Michael Thomas, scheduled to run a route, he's going to run out and take a knee, so again, I don't promote none of this stuff. I'm hoping that, none of this stuff has to come into play, but definitely, Drew Brees, as being the leader that you are, you need to definitely go ahead and take ownership to your most recent public statement that you made, and either own up and clarify what you meant, or own up and go ahead and say, yeah, that's how I felt, and we're going to go ahead and move forward with that. So, each is possible. Again, that's his opinions. Those are his views on the things. On this channel, of course, I'm going to give you my opinion, my views. My opinion on this, again, is if you're not very knowledgeable about the situation, or if you can't relate, you don't know what's going on with the situations, it may be best not to comment. You may just want to plead the fifth on that one. So, again, I'm sorry to bore y'all with this kind of content today, but again, it's all on the news, so we'll talked about it. And that's my public views on it. So again, public service announcement to everybody out there, if, at least educate yourselves on the matters before you come out and publicly say something. That's all I'm saying. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Everybody's entitled to expressing how they feel on things. But at the end of the day, make sure you're educated before you talk about certain things and you come out and make public statements. Because again, you can create that controversy. And, at the end of the day, we're all here under one big sun. So, we all breathe the same air, we all bleed red. So at the end of the day, we all need to come together on these things. So that's my disclaimer on that. Again, it's all love on this channel. I have nothing but love for all y'all. Again, sorry to bore y'all with this content. All right, Notion gang, you rocking with. It's your boy, Philly Notion. Appreciate you for tuning in today. If you like today's content, again, make sure you hit that like. And definitely, if you're new to the ride, make sure you're going to hit that subscribe. Again, make sure you're going to hit that subscribe. And drop that like on your way out. Y'all know what time it is. Till next time, Notion gang. Until I see y'all, keep the notion.